going on, Trojan family? Welcome back to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. We are Los Angeles Sports. This is your daily dose of USC Trojans news. If you've been on the channel recently, a lot of interviews going up. We were at Big Ten Media Days last week in Las Vegas. I was just at USC Media Day yesterday, which was amazing. I was able to talk to all the assistant coaches, 40 or so players. So we have a ton of interviews. I'm still uploading some as we speak, but a ton up on the USC LAFB YouTube channel, or all of it can always be found on LAFBnetwork.com. Tim Prangley and myself will be live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. This is Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Finally bringing the call-in show back to discuss not only USC Media Day, but we'll both be in attendance tomorrow morning at USC's first fall practice. So keep it right here. I'll have plenty of stuff up throughout the day from that practice, as much as we can at least. And then we'll be up live 7 p.m. Pacific time, taking your calls. Bring your questions, bring your calls, because we have actual football to talk about, folks. We have live football to talk about tomorrow. But before we get there, this is when I'm on here alone, it's primarily recruiting related. Have really enjoyed doing that. Love all the feedback you guys give. But now, if you remember about 2 weeks ago, I jumped on here to talk about one Breck Kolojay. I said the last summer target for USC. There's really no one else they're going after. They're saving the remaining 3 spots, right now 3 or 4 spots for fall evaluations. You know, we know about a tight end potentially they could go after to add to the class, obviously alongside Mark Bowman. Some other positions they could look at to add to through the fall season as kind of fall tape comes out. So the last true guy they were going after to gain a commitment this summer was IMG Academy interior offensive lineman Breck Kolojay. And I said 2 weeks ago, I need to come up with a name here, an LAFB, I don't know, some sort of prediction that goes with LAFB. If you guys have any, drop it in the comments. But I basically said I feel really good about him coming to USC. I think it's in a really good spot based on who I've talked to. At that time, 24/7 Sports still had their crystal ball live on their site for Georgia. On3 had Miami as the heavy favorite, I think a 70% in their recruiting prediction machine. Or I say On3, I guess now Rivals. And they had USC listed 5th. Now, just, I believe, yesterday, getting my days all mixed up, both Chad Simmons and Steve Wiltfong of Rivals, I believe a few others as well, but those are the big national recruiting guys, have both put in crystal ball expert predictions for Breck Kolojay to commit to your USC Trojans. So it hasn't happened yet. He is set to announce on August 1st, which is this Friday. So keep it right here, LAFB. I'll be obviously on video very quickly after that. We have a USC practice that day. It's actually a full-on kind of walkthrough. We get to watch a lot of practice, which is really cool they allow us to do. So I don't know exactly. I'm trying to remember the times, but I'll be on here as soon as I can, breaking down the commitment. Obviously, this is not a finite thing in stone. These are predictions and these are conversations, but until the hat is on the head, the paper is signed. Well, even still, obviously, the paper won't be signed until December. So, but until the hat is on the head for the commitment, it is not official until when Mr. Kolojay, and I don't want to take any shine away from him, and he has his moment and has waited to do this on August 1st. So we'll wait for that to be official, but I felt really good 2 weeks ago about where things stood with USC. This would bring him, he would be the 32nd commitment of this class. Obviously, I still feel great about it, considering now the national recruiters are kind of jumping on board, whether they were just waiting or whatnot. I will say also, 24/7 Sports, as I last checked, hadn't put in a new crystal ball, but they had removed the Georgia crystal ball. So that tells you something, that they no longer have a crystal ball for Georgia. It's just no crystal balls at this time. When the announcement was made that Breck would be announcing on August 1st, the tweet, the post, whatever you want to call it, said that it was down between Miami, Georgia, Oklahoma, Colorado. Like I said, don't count on Colorado. He's originally a Colorado kid. And USC. Now, where did this shift, right? Because throughout most of the process, this was a 2-horse race between Georgia and Miami. I mean, I'm not trying to throw any shade at the other recruiting sites, but there's a reason why one had Georgia as the top dog, one had Miami as the top dog. They really were kind of the leaders for much of this recruiting process. As I don't want to repeat too much, but just in case those that maybe didn't see the last video or hasn't read up on this on LAFBnetwork.com, Breck is originally from Colorado, but he plays at IMG Academy. And so obviously now he is down in the South, close proximity to Miami. He's on the other side of the state in Bradenton up near Tampa. But Miami's close. Georgia actually might be closer in terms of mileage or real close across the border. So obviously a hotbed in the SEC, the ACC, right there for his recruitment. But as I said before, a couple things, couple tie-ins. Originally a Colorado kid, as I just said, played youth football with Mark Bowman and Cannon Smith, both of whom committed to USC. The Bowmans and the Kolojays really close family ties. It doesn't mean everything. These kids need to do what's best for them and not just follow each other around. But that does mean something. Really close, and potentially that has helped in this recruitment once Mark Bowman, because remember, Bowman was looking at Texas, Georgia, these other schools. Once he came to USC, that shifted a lot of things. Also, he is roommates at IMG Academy with Kenai Pepe, USC Trojans offensive tackle commit. Another tie-in there. Hey, we already played together in high school. We lived together. Let's just continue that on the other side of the country over at USC. So there's your tie-ins. And then I think the categorical shift, aside from those tie-ins and those connections, really happened at his official visit. He made his official visit with Mark Bowman. So being able to hang out with your buddy, you're kind of the only two, I believe, at that official visit. And so all the love, the support, the everything you want to call it was garnered towards Breck Kolojay. Because Mark Bowman at the time was already committed. Obviously, you're showing him love. He's kind of the prize recruit of the class. But it was all in an aid to, hey, we want to get Breck Kolojay. Very similar to how the very week prior, there was, 9 recruits on campus, 8 of which were committed to SC. The lone non-commit was Luke Wafel. Luke Wafel ends up committing to USC. Strategy worked. So will we see this play out that way? These things can change quickly. But I can sit here and confidently say I feel really good about it, really excited about it. If he does decide, whether it's a last-minute decision or what, to choose another school, great. Hats off to him. I don't think that means USC would then be out. I feel like they would then pursue throughout the fall season. I think they feel really strong about his ability, his size, what he could bring to that offensive line room. I mean, a 6'5", 320-pound interior offensive lineman that can kind of move the way he does, I think really is enticing to Zach Hanson and what he can add to this already stellar offensive line 2026 class. And that would likely cap off all the commits for the offensive line position. So we'll see. Rivals, of course, has him ranked the lowest as the 45th ranked interior offensive lineman. 24/7 has him as the 21st ranked offensive line, and ESPN has him all the way up at 6th. They have him in the top 200 overall players. He is an industry standard 4-star, and his industry ranking is 30th. Take those for what you want. Obviously, USC loves him and think he would be an extremely strong addition to an already fantastic offensive line class. So that's the latest. I'm Breck Kolojay. A couple days here till his commitment, like I mentioned, August 5th. Keep it right here. LAFB, USC LAFB. We'll have plenty of updates as stuff that we find out. If you haven't already, we got a brand new message board we just dropped. I think it's really cool, really intuitive. It looks a little different than some of the other message boards. It's within the message board, has a live blog, has a live chat. On game days, we'll have live score updates with a live chat as well. So really interactive, really want to chat and communicate with you guys. So check that out. The link is in the description if you're watching on YouTube. It's also in the description if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. If you're on the website, easy to find. Or if you're just going to search for it, just go to LAFBnetwork.com, go to the menu, and go to Forum, and you'll see USC Trojans message board. Pretty easy to find. Or you can just go to USC Trojans and find the message board there. Hope to see you all there. Please hit that like and subscribe button here at the USC LAFB YouTube channel. Helps us out a ton. make sure to visit all of our written and video content at LAFBnetwork.com. And if you haven't already, we'd love to see you become a member here. We're partnering with a lot of USC players, USC former players. A lot of this is still finalizing, but part of your membership will actually go directly to youth sports initiatives right here in Los Angeles. And that's every month. That's not your first time payment. If you're a monthly subscriber member, every month a portion of that will go to assist in youth sports. Big passion of mine, big passion here at LAFB, and it's a way we can help, and it's a way that you can, help us out, but also help out the community as we want to be a part of. So thank you as always for hanging out with me. I'm Ryan Dart. This is USC LAFB Show. Keep it right here, and as always, fight on.